good, but it's not sufficient. You must have to understand. To understand is better, but still not sufficient. You must have to work on it. अर्थात् सुन्नु राम्रो हो तर पर्याप्त होइन. त्यसलाई तिमीले बुझ्नै पर्छ. बुझ्नु उत्तम हो तर त्यो पनि अझै पर्याप्त होइन. त्यसलाई तिमीले व्यवहारमा उतार्नु पर्छ. श्री अरबिन्दो. Namaste to one and all present here, respected chairperson, judges, participant, competitor, and all the audience present over here. Myself, Allnepalkhabar from Auro University, India, currently studying in India, and I'm feeling immense pleasure to take part in this speech competition organized by Sri Aurobindo Yoga Mandir on 150th birth anniversary of Sri Aurobindo. So the topic of today's speech competition is Sri Aurobindo's life and his philosophy. I have summarized his life and his philosophy in short. I hope if there is some mistake, you will forgive me. So let's get into the point. As we all know, Sri Aurobindo was an outstanding personality. So he has got many titles like yogi, spiritual leader, well-known personality, freedom fighter, integral yoga teacher. So he was born on 15th August 1872. He started his early education at the age of 5 in Loreto Convent School of Darjeeling. Later on, at the age of 7, he was sent to England for study because his parents were influenced by the Britain culture, so they want to upbringing him in a Britain society. He studied there for 14 years. After 14 years, he came back to India and worked on the welfare of Indian and appointed for the service of Maharaja of Baroda. During these 12 years of working experience, he came to know the political situation, political scenario of India, monopoly rule of Britain. So he started to taking an active interest in freedom movement of India. He was the first person to raise his voice against British for freedom. So at 1908, he was arrested in the case of Alipur bomb case. This trial for Alipur bomb case was lasted for 1 year. During this period of 1 year, his view of life was completely changed due to the spiritual experiences and realization. So he withdrew after the spiritual experiences and realization. He withdrew himself from all the political activities and went to Pondicherry. And when he went to Pondicherry, then only his philosophical life started. So let's talk about the philosophy of Sri Aurobindo. When we talk about the philosophy of Sri Aurobindo, even an ordinary person cannot understand this because his spiritual vision is very vast. His integral yoga, mind to supermind, and concept of evolution are the masterpiece of his philosophy. He explained integral yoga as a Purna yoga, which is synthesized form of 6 classical yoga. They are Hatha yoga, Raja yoga, Bhakti yoga, Karma yoga, Dhyan yoga, and Japa yoga. So all of these 6 classical yoga combine to form the integral yoga, which is propounded by Sri Aurobindo and the Mother. He also explained in simple language this integral yoga. According to Sri Aurobindo, integral yoga is to give oneself entirely to the divine, work for the divine, and be the instrument of divine. I would like to repeat this line one more time. Integral yoga is to give oneself entirely to the divine, work for the divine, and be the instrument of divine. So the main reason of propounding this integral yoga is to manifest, transform the ordinarily ignorant consciousness to the divine consciousness, to manifest the divinity into the world, that is supramental power, and to create a divine life in a matter and to increase the level of consciousness. So to practice the integral yoga, what is our body, mind and life will changes into the integration, and he also explained the concept of evolution. Also, according to Sri Aurobindo, concept of evolution is based on consciousness and absolute being. Sri Aurobindo explained that consciousness plays a significant role in every step of evolution. So, every state of evolution means widening, heightening, and integration. Widening is the first stage of evolution. Heightening is an intermediate state of evolution, and the third one is integration, which is a higher level of evolution from where we can obtain the supreme reality, that is Brahma, or we can say Satya, Chitta and Ananda, Satchidananda. So the entire idea of this 3-step of evolution is evolution starts from matter, and its ultimate goal is to reach in the state of divine, or the supreme reality, that is Brahma. Thank you.